really bodes well for their team. But now that Envy has time to watch, Dan, I don't know. I don't know if Zachary's going to have that kind of success at B. I mean, there's so many tells in their setups. But here we go. We're hopping straight into it. FNS on that Killjoy, setting up at B. And FaZe is going to run it down A.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see whether or not Envy are going to try to hold this straight up or if they'll play a retake setup. It remains to be seen. Quick dart out there going out into mid from Raucus. Caboose with the boombot as well to get some info. And Baby Bay is going to get spotted out by that boombot, but here comes the push into A. Food starts things off. Great shot. That's huge. You're getting those early kills.
The spike ban, and the drone doesn't tag the Sovas. So FaZe, they have no plan right now. They have to back off. FaZe initially plants an A hit, gets shut down by a one sheriff coming out of Food. And now they're regrouping.
Mumby's going to spot the rotation through as well. Also falling, the timing not really favoring him there. And up the tube, they're going to go straight into Kitchen. Baby Bay with the opener onto Caboose. Now things start to get a little bit tricky. Envy in hot water. FNS in a decent position here with the Frenzy, but it's going to be quite difficult. Has to pick a fight, and he's going to choose the right one. Zachary goes down, but there's the trade. Good from Raucus. The transfer is beautiful. And FaZe starting things off pretty poorly, but they managed to convert very well.
Yeah, and I mean, I alluded to it in the pregame. They like taking those one-on-ones on Envy side, and the first one goes in Food's favor. He takes the Sheriff fight, you know, asserts his dominance early on as a strong duelist against FaZe. It's going to take a lot more than that to make them stop peeking you, though, Food. But the fight is taken inside of a dark cover at mid, and that opens things up for Baby Bay. Keeps on pushing, ends around with 3 frags. Huge impact from him, exactly where he left off.
Looking to farm the orb there for Food. So it's the eco round for Envy. That's one of the the least things that they can do to try to get some amount of value from this round. Baby Bay obviously will be pressuring things quite quickly with the jet flying over the site. And there are quite a few players here backside for Envy looking to find something, but it's a great line, a lovely coordination. The way that FaZe scaled this is perfect. And that's the round over and done with. And I want to make a very quick point for people before we get too deep into this match. And with all the talk that we've done, talking of FaZe on ICEBOX, Envy could have, of course, banned ICEBOX, but they actually banned Ascent. So just worth noting, I think.
Yeah, we could have talked about that for a little bit. I think that's a bait play coming out of Envy. If I'm FNS as in-game leader, I leave ICEBOX open and I anti-strat FaZe in a way they've never been anti-stratted before. So that's something to look out for. Does FNS have any crazy tricks up his sleeve?
This is going to be the first gun round, although, of course, it is a bonus for FaZe, carrying a lot of the Spectres forth from the previous round, and even the Frenzy still on Baby Bay. Looking to get that Bladestorm maybe this round. We'll have to see. But Envy, as far as the firepower goes, are in a good spot. However, it can be hard to hold on to positions here. You can see that they're slowly getting forced back on the site, and they are still looking to be holding the back site, so they might want to fight before the spike gets planted as opposed to going for a pure retake. And we've got a lurk coming in as well through mid, spotted out by Caboose. Goodbye, Baby Bay. And Envy just crushing it on this defense.
Yeah, Corey's left in this impossible 1-on-5 scenario, getting paint shelled off of the site, but they're going to give him the plant. So he will get this free orb. The wall's still down. He might be able to even reposition here.
Love the movement there from Corey as well, showing precisely one of the reasons why he's on the raise. Does get caught out, but as you say, got some good value out of that, despite the situation being pretty dire, and that's going to be Envy winning their first buy round.
Yeah, I like the approach FaZe had that round. So what they did was Corey went up on top of Catwalk. He drops his boombot early, and then they drone simultaneously. So they're really, really nervous about Envy getting aggressive at this A site, which we've seen from them in the past. They've been known to push up very aggressively at A. So FaZe is aware of this. They're using important pieces of utility to clear that. Unfortunately, they were lacking the layers after that. Everything kind of fell apart.
Looks like Caboose for Envy this round will be pressuring B long and getting that early B long control. So you may see more of a retake setup from Envy, depending on how FaZe are able to push them off of position. So the drone is coming through from FaZe. Crashies will fall off of screens. And lots of players around 410. So slowly edging their way up our FaZe at this point. Oh dear, Crashies. Oh my goodness. That boombot looked like it was going to connect. There's a great paranoia coming through there from Mummy. They're actually going to take the fight here. He's going to run it back as well to try to gain ground back on the site, prevent the spike from getting planted. And who's sitting in the dark cover. Wall goes up.
They broke
really
the wall
fighting.
so fast, Dan.
It's looking so hard. Yeah, they're really fighting tooth and nail to try to do it, but they can't. It's just not safe right now. Envy are trying to fight for the site, not trying to play for the retake. Maybe now. A moment to breathe here so the spike can go down. FaZe now looking to edge their way back onto more position, but Envy still just lurking around these small angles.
Oh, that's a big find from Baby Bay, Dan. That brings it to a 3-on-2 in FaZe's favor.
30 seconds left.
You can see they're using the time on the clock here as well. Not trying to rush things with the spike plant. Now just down to Mummy, and still, they know they have the time here. They don't have to rush things. Trying to reestablish control. And now finally planting the spike. Loving this discipline and patience from FaZe. Definitely paying off. Mummy, though, not over just yet. Able to take down one. There's 2 more to go. And they know where he was last. And it's not really all that much in terms of options that he has here. Either has to go to the right or to the left. Marv's able to cover that one, and FaZe will convert the round. But pretty scary stuff. Again, I have to credit FaZe for just taking their time despite how chaotic that was. And how much Envy wanted to fight for this around backside.
Yeah, Envy really made that uncomfortable. They had a quick rotate come in. They broke the Sage wall before it even had a chance to solidify. Everything about that round looked like it was going to go to Envy's favor, but FaZe just kind of weathered the storm, stayed calm, and won all of the gun duels once the utility subsided. Very well played from FaZe. They're up 3-1 now, and Envy's on an eco, Dan.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for them to get too much done here. Love that from Baby Bay straight in. Oh, hello. In the smoke, Crashies is lurking, and he'll be able to take down Baby Bay at the very least, but Baby Bay's ultimately done his job. He got the pick, he created the space for his team to move forward. FaZe are able to take the entire side off of that. And all he invested was the Blade Storm, so he didn't even lose economy in doing that move. So perfect here for FaZe, all according to plan. Caboose, though, making that plan not look quite as good with that pick onto Raucus, but ultimately not too much Caboose can do here. Definitely wants to save that showstopper for a more impactful moment in a future round. Maybe we get one more out of it. That's quite nice, but there we go. After all is said and done, FaZe up 4-1, and Envy, they've got to be careful here now because it feels like FaZe are starting to really generate some momentum, and they're in their comfort zone.
Yeah, they're definitely in their comfort zone, especially at this A site. I mean, they're just going here every single round. But a detail to look at here is Marv switching up the placement on the Sage wall. He previously was walling backside on the right side, then he walled front sight on the left. So he's giving them different looks, and that's actually very impactful for how you rotate into the site as a defender. So that's a really cool detail coming out of FaZe. But this is a fake. They're going to slightly fake A. Bebe throwing a smoke. Corey going to throw his boom bot. This is a B hit, and FNS is already backing off.
So grabbing the orb, and as you say, they've gone A every single round so far.
The drone's a tell, and Food has all of the info. Look at the rotate coming in.
Yeah, everybody is there. We have Corey sitting in the attacker spawn, waiting for any rotation, which will be coming from one player, but feels very labored here for FaZe to actually get the spike down. There's so many players ready to go here for Envy.
There it is, in T spawn right there. Attacker spawn, he takes out Food on the flank. That opens everything up. They might go back A. Indeed.
Yeah.
Zach's gonna ult into A, get a free plant.
Great reset on the scenario, and they've completely outplayed Envy here. Positionally, what can they do? I mean, it's just going to be the case for Zachary to try to survive, buy time for his teammates to get there to help him out. But Envy, they don't even know where the remaining players are. That said, Caboose gets a kill very quickly. He can get on the spike. Is he going to go for the hold here? If he can get defended, this could be everything. There we go. Caboose, he's going to go for the hold. So stop. Oh, it's not there in time. And the defuse comes through. Oh my god, this is insane, Sean. What the hell has just happened?
No way. What a blunder right there from FaZe. Oh, it looked like the perfect ult coming out of the Omen. Right? You killed the A flank. Corey kills the A flank. So they know no one is going to be an A because that guy pushed all the way through. There's no way someone would be an A holding nothing. There's no point. So they ult Omen into A, get a free plant. But the rest of the players can't get there in time. They can't make it back to the A site. And, you know, Mame just throws a dark cover on the spike, sticks it, and now we're going back to the A shenanigans, Dan.
That kill onto Marv, what a hero play. But either way, indeed, the A shenanigans continue. Food is trying to work pipes and stuff, just cause some kind of delay, and the drone comes through once again. Crashy's also droning across to find out that the majority of FaZe are indeed in this position. 4 players from Envy are actually backside right now, so they're looking at a pretty strong defense.
This Caboose Showtime stopper could be huge right now. They're all clustered.
They're trying to time that utility. You can see Mummy there lining up the paranoia. When that spike is being planted, he can toss that out there.
Paranoia showstopper combo incoming. Oh,
waiting for the right moment. Yeah, Caboose is going to be able to take down one at least, but there comes the res. Definitely looking very favorable for FaZe at this point. They've got the... They still need to get the spike planted. Obviously, they can't do it right now. The Killjoy ultimate will stop them. So despite being a player down, or 2 players down, sorry, Envy are in a spot where they have reset things slightly. Falling back out of the site, though. And FaZe are just going to walk straight back in.
Yeah,
Paranoia 3-4-10.
So hard to hold for the defender. So FaZe just rolls back, and then they just go right back forward. And the site is now theirs again, a couple seconds later.
Yes, unfortunate for Envy there. Not really able to get much value out of the Killjoy ultimate in the end, the lockdown. As you say, Sean, it really felt like it was all about that Paranoia showstopper combo, and as you say, you know, we didn't really see the showstopper get pulled out by Caboose, perhaps because he was waiting for a guaranteed sound cue, something like the spike being planted was perhaps what he was looking for, but that just never came.
Yeah, speaking of the spike being planted, I think that round is a key indicator to me that you probably shouldn't pop that Killjoy ult until that spike is kind of at the phase of going down, or you have them boxed into the A site. Because what happened is the Killjoy ultimate fades away, and they have no control at B, so they have to rotate off of A. Well, A is already hard enough to hold as it is, so FaZe just stroll in and take the site again.
Rinse and repeat, and oh my god, Marv over the rope, just taking no shenanigans whatsoever, just forcing the fights.
Oh my god.
FaZe know the angles, they know how to scale on this site so effectively. It's quite scary to witness. Of course, Envy aren't working with much in the way of weaponry, but still, just seeing FaZe in their comfort zone doing what they do best is, I mean, imagine being on the receiving end of this. It's got to feel so difficult to stop.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned Food having a monstrous challengers event, right? The best event of his career. Here he is sitting at 1-8 to start this game against FaZe. I recall I called his first round Sheriff one shot. He shot 1 bullet to open the game and hasn't gotten a kill since. That's not a lot of impact coming out of your star duelist. They're gonna need Food to step up if they want to win this series.
Yeah, and FaZe are denying any mid or late round play, essentially, just keeping it simple with these A attacks, keeping all of the variables controlled in a way which they know how to play best. And Envy know how to play the mid and late round extremely well, and they're just getting denied that. They have to win the fights, and they're just not managing to do that. Mummy's going to go down at the beginning of the round, and FaZe look like they may slow the pace down here, but they're running back from Food to force the issue. There goes the curveball, looking for that value. The paranoia comes through. At least he's able, or rather Caboose is able to take down 1, so that will be a 4 versus 4. There's a minute on the clock though, so FaZe have a lot that they can do here. They wanted to slow down and reset, they could, but looks like, I mean, it's FaZe. They're just going to keep on going.
Yeah, just defend that deep area, and then just allow Envy to reset, realize there has to be someone that eventually rotates back to B, wait for that to happen, regroup, hit A, 4-on-2. It's the negative part about playing a Killjoy. FNS has to stay in range of all of his utility.
Oh, there's the info play from Crashies, and he gets a lot of information, but at the cost of his life. And it's a 5 versus 2 after the res on Baby Bay. That's Not a good look for Envy here once again, and you're starting to worry for their chances. They have a backside hold here. Showstopper's available. There it comes out with the satchels. What can he find with it? Absolutely nothing. Raucous dodging around the dark cover to stay alive, and they are going to go down all of the rest of Envy. And that Showstopper pulled out there almost does feel like also a show of some desperation. They need to find some round, and there clearly isn't the confidence to in Envy right now. They're down in a 5-round deficit, and it doesn't look like there's anything that they can change.
They're in a very, very bad spot, Dan. They just stacked 4 people at the A site from the get-go of that round. I was going to point it out, but we didn't have time. They full stacked A that gun round, and they just got obliterated. We saw the round end in a 5-on-2 after the res. I mean, Caboose, in my opinion, should have used that Showstopper a long time ago, especially when people are grouping around the pipes area at the A site. There's just so many opportunities for a huge Showstopper play.
Yeah, I was going to highlight that too. It does feel like the elephant in the room, but the pistols, we'll see if there's any love here for Envy. Not looking likely. Great move from Corey. Again, we've noted how great his movement is previously. He's actually able to find one, but there comes the Corey, and it's not looking good once again. FaZe just running laps at the moment on this A site. My goodness, 8-2. This is a
this is a sad state of affairs as a CS in-game leader.
Yeah, it's like
FaZe is running over Envy right now at this A site, dude.
It feels like a different game because, like we said, it's just there is no mid or late rounds situations. It is the A site. You're not playing for map control and information or anything like that. It's about just trying to win position and win fights, and it's just these small tactical coordinations from FaZe that they have drilled to perfection, it seems, and Envy don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's not like FaZe is getting B control, mid control. It's not like they're going into kitchen or market. They're not doing any of that. They're just literally sending it A every round, and Envy cannot do anything about it. Look, another 4-stack A to start off this gun round. How are they going to open up this round, though? They had powerful utility. They have a Sova. They have food on Phoenix. They have a Raze. I mean, you can get creative with this utility. Omen can drop 2 one-ways if he wants. One on pipes where he just pinged, and then one on the opposite side. I mean, we just haven't seen many solutions come out of Envy other than let's fight them. And
yeah,
I warned about it before the game started. That is not the solution to beat FaZe.
Absolutely.
That is not what you want to do.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Well, Crashes and Finesse both one off of their forward maneuver coming from Caboose, taking the fight forward, drops Marved. And that's always going to be nice, getting rid of the Sage. The no Sage wall, no Sage slows coming into the picture. Corey's going to get tagged by the drone, so Envy, they are trying to take the fights here. 3 versus 3, after all is said and done. Now Envy start to fall back into the site, and FaZe have some decisions to make. They could try to reset the situation, or they could just continue going A. I think we all know what it's going to be at this point, and indeed, it looks like the script is going to stay consistent for FaZe, picking up the ultimate orb, and just slowing things down now, just waiting by pipes. Corey popping the Showstopper. That's going to create some space.
No one's going to want to chill in these tight corridors with that going around.
Okay, well, Spike going down. So Envy playing the retake. This is one of the best looks we've seen out of Envy, but they'll have to find a way to close this one down. Raucous with the long lurk, the flank.
There's not much space for him to sit behind this ult, though. He's going to be really out of the play. Was Zach got detained? Definitely.
And Envy get it half as well. Crashy's taking down Corey. Zachary.
No way.
Able to get the frag. He's going to come up and go for the challenge. Crashy's. Oh no, he didn't have the support, and that lurk eventually worked out in favor of FaZe. And oh dear, Sean, that's a round where you need to see Envy pick that one up. That's the only round that's looked remotely decent for them. Yeah, these gun rounds.
We pointed out Raucous lurking mid right there, and he comes through so late. Crashy's never saw it coming. Raucous gets the Red Bull clutch right there. Everything FaZe is doing at this A site just seems to counter everything Envy's doing. And Envy has no solutions. Look, now they're going to say, oh, let's just put one guy in A. What if we just play like full retake? Let's just stop taking fights altogether. So now we have Crashies over here, and they're just going to give it up. They're going to flank through mid. Food's going to play aggressive mid. This is a new look. Let's see how it works out for Envy.
And that's not the person you want to tag, because the Hunter's Fury can be easily dodged by a dash. Or possibly updrafts. So the lurk come through, but look at the setup here. FaZe are very ready for this. Oh my goodness, Zach was not even incredibly quick to that fight, and still it's going to be an easy 2K. It's just not, oh my goodness. Oh, it's just disgusting to watch. They're getting absolutely ravaged, Envy, by FaZe, and their offense, their aggressive play is the stuff of legends at this point. There is no team quite like FaZe. Their aggressive play style it's just everything. It's absolute. There is no other way that they've seen to play the game. And it's so incredible to watch. Envy, only 3 rounds going into the second half. The script is flipped though now. They are on the attacking side. Is there hope, Sean? Is there hope for Envy?
Look, I am a CS IGL. FNS is a CS IGL. There is no hope. There is no hope. There is no hope, okay? This FaZe on this map, there's no way Envy is coming back and winning this game, especially with this comp. They have a really brutal comp. No Viper, no Sage.
Oh! That does not seem remotely fair.
Duelists.
Oh, you're right. Caboose and Food being the ones that pull that is not a good look. Zach is doing more damage as well, and it looks like you got a bunch of Radiants queued up against, Bronze at this point, because Envy are not getting to play the game, and it's like such a difficult situation to not see them in a spot where they can make a play. But that's just what's happening right now. Crashies is going to try to do what he can, make some money or something, anything, but nothing, of course. Only Marv going down, and it seems like everything. It seems like, luck is also on the side of FaZe right now. They're getting fortunate on top of, because this is obviously quite a perfectly timed lineup. You can't be seeing those every day.
Both the duelists that they need to open up the site. He couldn't have picked better people to just pluck out of the pack. Oh man, that's insane from Marv. Whew.
One of the beautiful things though, Sean, I'm gonna drop just a little glimmer of hope in here. One of the beautiful things is that in a tactical FPS like Valorant, it's not over till it's over. And with teams as experienced as a team like Envy, with players as good, there can always be a moment. There can always be a turning point. There can always be a comeback that can be made until the game is over. And they only will have 1 gun round really to do it in. But hey, it's not like we haven't seen stuff like that before. So we'll see what they can do here, and it's going to start off very well for FaZe, as expected, against pistols. The problem as well here, Sean, is that the ult economy is going to be so heavily in favor of FaZe.
Yeah, this is looking like an impossible comeback here from Envy. I was actually in my head just now thinking, what could have Envy done in that first half? And we didn't really see much op play out them in the A site. And I feel like given how FaZe was approaching those angles, just freely peeking them, I understand there's a Sova arrow and a drone coming in. That can be a little annoying if you're opping an angle. But if you have a teammate supporting you to break those things, that's probably the solution for playing that A site against FaZe. But it's way too late for that now. We're in a different half. We're at 11-3. Envy's gonna try the same thing FaZe did to them. Let's see how FaZe stops it.
There goes a drone from Raucus. Looking for some information.
So you see, that drone never gets to spot Corey on top of that ledge. Whereas for Envy, the drone made it all the way to that spot.
It's a good spot, but Fu's able to actually deal with that. That's a great start for Envy. They've got backside control as well, and FaZe are giving things up here. They're going to have to play retake, although Raucus is backside, and I'm sure Envy will be well aware that that's not being cleared just yet, and that there are these spaces for FaZe players to be occupying, and as you can see, it does look quite ridiculous. Food is in a position to win the round for the team if he's able to get these kills. Oh, this looks almost guaranteed at this point, but Food, he's still going to get 2 somehow. 2 versus 4 now for FaZe. And it's looking very difficult for them, and it's the first time I think that we're saying that 15 rounds in to this ICEBOX game. And Mummy's going to finish it off. And I have one question, Tishon, actually, about this matchup. And you're talking about anti-stratting. It looked like the composition may have been a non-starter to defend against what FaZe are doing. But is it the case that Envy were more focused on picking a composition of agents that's going to be able to be better anti-stratting them on the attack? Because if so, that feels a little backwards given that they started defense first.
No, I think Envy just stuck to, tried and true. This is the same comp they've been running the last 5 times they played ICEBOX. So this isn't a surprise pick at all. I think they tried to play their game and they just got run over that first half.
Well, FaZe going very aggressive. We talked about how they like to do this on defense as well as offense. And Corey's going to try to fall back with the utility there, try to keep himself safe and untraded, and that's what he does. Tommy, though, does actually inevitably find him, it seems.
And look at the difference between the two teams. FNS had to give up B a lot of times. Zachary is throwing this one way, so he maintains control the entire time. And if someone pushes through that, he's just going to throw a paranoia at them. So he's going to finally fall once his second smoke fades. The drone's coming up. He's hearing that. So you can see Marv rotating now deep off of A. The Sova's also going to start to rotate because they all hear the drone. But this is kind of a fake. Still 2 people from Envy working in this A site.
This is such, and this is why Envy's amazing. This is that kind of CS level, play of information. You give information to the other team, they react off of it, and that causes a rotation. You know that that's going to be the case as the attacker doing that to the defenders, so you get to abuse that and win the positional game. And what that means here is that the entire A side is for free.
Left.
Deep post-plant positions already available for Envy, and FaZe, they've been completely run around here. So this should be a win this round for Envy. They're set up very well, but it is FaZe after all. If there's any team that can make something ridiculous happen, it looks like it should be them, but that's a great start for Caboose. Paranoia comes through, and this is a lot to defend with here for Envy. Nice shots though from Zach, getting the damage in, 1 versus 2.
Some mollies on the bomb though, Dan. I don't know how he gets this spike defused with mollies still on the killjoy. They won't even get to that. Mummy closes it out. Yeah, like you said, that's just the classic CS push and pull, right? You're pushing and pulling all over the map, and eventually you know where the rotations are going to be because you've accounted for everyone, and they just get an empty A site. Good bait, by the way, from the Sova Crash. He shot an arrow on the wall right next to Caboose, and basically that's just telling a defender, we're not sure if this is clear, but they actually did know it was clear because Caboose was in the corner. So it's kind of like a little bit of a bait arrow that Crashies threw right there, and it worked perfectly.
Yeah, shoutouts to Paul, employee of the month. But yeah, we saw an early round, a mid round, and a late round that last round. I feel like definitely more conventional.
What a treat!
Yeah. And you can see here as well, Envy, more of a default spread. And they have to expect also, again, as we mentioned, FaZe is a team that gets aggressive, heavy A and heavy B. That's something that's characteristic of them. They're actually looking to push down middle, or at least perhaps find an opportunity there. Not on a 4-buy in this round. And Envy are running that anti-eco.
So Dan, this looks like they're grouping for a B hit. And since they only have an Omen, I'm going to tell you what they should be aware of right now. Baby updrafting over the deep spawn smoke with his daggers. That could be a huge problem. But again, they're doing this lurkin A strat. Look.
Yep. Yeah, and it's a big tell for us too, because you see the person that's lurking is the Phoenix by himself. So that's... And they've done it again. Done it again. And look at, this is really interesting. This is a lot of respect to use to run it back here, to clear everything. They really don't want to lose this round. Maybe they're trying to find some value. They know they have the killjoy trap. This is going to be... It's just like... Oh, imagine if you're Finesse there. You're just wondering, what do I even look at right now? The decent damage done by FaZe, actually. And they've got a bunch of ults online now. They've got the... Corey's got his Showstopper. Marv has the Resurrection available. Zach with the From the Shadows. And From the Shadows is going to be... is actually something that's very useful in the mid to late round, either to get information on the defense, or if the other team is playing as we're seeing for that late round rotation, as Envy has been doing, then of course, From the Shadows is a way to cheat that rotation if you're out of position. So there's a lot of use that these ults can really have for FaZe.
Yeah.
But what are you expecting to see?
Going into what you said, having Omen's ult on defense of ICEBOX is huge because the rotation is just so long. So Zachary can stay over here at B for a little bit longer, you know, ult all the way to A and still help his team out.
Oof. Okay, well, we're seeing the operator now on the attack from Mummy. Oh, nice shot from Marv. Able to hold on to this mid position. But there's the Hunter's Fury. I don't know if he can survive for too much longer. Nice catch onto Zach, who just popped the ult as well. So that's gone. That's out of the picture. And it's going to be B that's still under attack here. The res comes through onto Zach. And this is a little awkward now for Envy because there's a full rotation already here. FaZe in a good spot to stop this spike from going down. This is looking kind of scary for Envy. And Envy don't have anyone towards A this time. They're going to be committed towards this B side of the map. And there's a great double coming out from FaZe. Mummy with a trade at least, but he's alone against 4 players. That is a tall order for Mummy. He does have time, but well, that's going to be that. Can't collect the spike and get out of there. That's 12-6 for FaZe.
Just so beautifully done by FaZe. I don't know if that's part of their protocol. I haven't seen Zach falling off of B so quickly, but on this round it worked out perfectly because the split came in through mid. Marv picks off the first guy, slows the left. Zachary takes out that player. That's both duelists again out of the equation. So
here. So we'll have to see if there's anything left here for Envy. Of course, FaZe starting to get a little more comfortable in this one, picking up a round. I felt like the operator was a good look. Oh dear. But we'll see if there's anything left here for Envy. They are wanting to play for those late rounds, well, mid and late rounds, more conventionally speaking, as we've been talking about. But nice opener from Marv, finding an angle under the tube. That's a problem. That's a really big problem for Envy right now. They are likely going to commit into this A side, but another pick, another operator spotted. The trade's there at least. Goes to a 2 versus 3 now, as Envy are on the back foot, but they've cleared out some forward position towards the site. Spike can be planted, but Corey, he's trying to survive here. He knows he's getting hunted. Using the satchels to escape. That's such a great play from Corey. Smart. Just staying alive is so critical. And now Marv comes in from the back, from the flank, and it looks like Envy gonna get pinched here. There goes Marv, spraying food down, leaving just Crashies. 30 points of health against 3 players. It feels so difficult for Crashies right now as he tries to reposition, but there's nowhere to go. And that's gonna be FaZe locking it in, 13-6. And FaZe are gonna take ICEBOX, and it never looked like it was ever in question.
Never, ever did I ever think Envy was gonna win that map.